Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling. My name is Jasmine, and I am going to be your facilitator for our session tonight. Before we get started, I have a couple housekeeping items. The first being that there is a Q&A option. Feel free at any point to add questions into that chat, and our amazing panelists will respond. Second, your microphone and camera are muted, so the panelists nor can I see or hear you. Next, I want to share that you can sign up for additional sessions. So feel free to visit that registration site to view additional college fairs. And then finally, a recording will be available within about a week or so. And you can access that recording by visiting the registration site once more. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our amazing panelists from Verto Education.
All right. Thanks, Jasmine. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'll share my screen, which I really wish I didn't have to say anymore. I wish I could see everybody in person and see your faces, but hopefully this will be a little bit energizing for you all. Yeah, raise your hand if you're feeling Zoom fatigue. Going to assume all your hands are raised. Okay, so Virto, I'm going to make this full screen, sorry. So what we do at Virto, it's a little bit different, so bear with me if you haven't heard about us before, but what we are doing is helping students study abroad for their first semester of college, see the world, travel, and have that kind of incorporated into their 4-year timeline. If you're somebody who's ever wanted to travel and see different places and experience new cultures, this is a really great way to do it and allow yourself, again, to stick on that 4-year timeline and maybe even get into college, which I'll talk about briefly here. So what students typically do with Virto is they'll spend their first semester of college traveling the world, or their first full year if they want. We've got 6 different locations they can choose from, really different experiences. The key is you'll earn full college credit, so this will keep you on your 4-year timeline. So again, if you're someone who just wants to travel, you're not super thrilled about getting right back behind a desk after high school, this is a great option for you. What we also do, and the way that I like to frame Virto for students, is they can kind of think about us like the Common Application. We've got 50 partner universities, one of whom is here today, DePauw. We love DePauw, so great to see you there. And they can simultaneously apply to our partner colleges on the Virto app. There's a lot of benefits to that. It's a free application. It kind of really streamlines the whole process for you. A lot of times we get students to reach schools, which is really exciting. And so again, this is just a way for students to start college abroad, see the world, and use that as a nice launching pad to choose your major and pick your career, because, you know, traveling is such a great way to learn about yourself and the world around you. I'm going to skip a bunch of this stuff. That's Will Ferrell. Okay, so as far as where students can travel, what locations they can choose for that first semester or those first 2 semesters, we've got 6 current options for next fall. England, Italy, Spain. In Europe there, I would say those are much more like traditional study abroad semesters where you're in a huge city, you're kind of largely independent, you can explore on your own, travel on the weekends if you want, that's up to you. So if that's more of kind of your scene, I'd point you towards those 3 options. On the other hand, we've got 3 semesters out in the field. We call them Hawaii, Latin America, South Pacific. So those semesters are very different in that students never set foot in a classroom. They'll earn the same amount of college credit, but they'll see parts of the world that you just maybe wouldn't get to see as a tourist or might not even know existed. So I'll talk about 2 examples very quickly. I like our Italy semester, so I'm going to talk about that one briefly first. So if you choose Italy, for example, when you're applying to Virto, you'll study things like philosophy, development, and art history. What we've tried to do is make the courses relevant to where students are living. So if you're going to be in Italy, art history, philosophy, you have to study those subjects, right? What every semester has in common, though, is that even though the courses might be different, they're going to map as your Gen Ed's core first-year classes. So even if you don't want to major in art history or philosophy, you can still travel to Milan with Virto and know it's going to work towards your graduation. What's really cool about Italy in particular is that students get to spend their days at an Italian university on campus called Università Cattolica. It's really beautiful. And I'll play some of this video as I'm talking here. And so students live in a residence hall with their other Virto classmates, largely from the US. They'll travel to the campus on their own every day for classes. And again, in their downtime, you really can explore Milan and make it your own. You can't go wrong. It's Milan. Carbs, beautiful people, beautiful places. It's a great place to be. One of the most culturally vibrant places in the world, I think. So that's an on-campus option for you if that's kind of what you're looking for. On the other hand, we've got field semesters out in parts of the world that you just might not know even existed. So I'm going to go to our South Pacific semester because I really like that one. It's really exciting. Lots of fun pictures here. Okay, South Pacific. So if you choose a field semester, again, you'll never set foot in a classroom. You'll be traveling throughout 3 countries in this one in particular. So a month in Fiji, a month in New Zealand, a month in Australia, and you can see the courses you'll be taking. Each course corresponds with specific locations within the regions. So in Fiji, you're studying anthropology, going to see villages and communities that are just totally out there, doing community surveys, interviews. In New Zealand, you do sociology. In Australia, you do wildlife sciences and animal conservation stuff with the Australian Zoo. Lots to see. Okay. And I know I'm short on time and I'm just like spitfiring things at you guys. This is a lot of info, but for you people who want to stick on your 4-year timeline, Virto's got 50 partner colleges, over 50. Again, one of them's here today, DePauw, which is great to see. Students can apply through Virto to those universities. So if you apply to Virto, it's the same as you would apply to any college. Your acceptance letter might say something like, congratulations, you got into Virto. You also got into the University of Oregon or DePauw or William & Mary, wherever you're choosing to apply through Virto. It's really up to you. If you're a student who's not interested in going to one of our partner colleges here, you can let us know what your top choice university is, and we'll help you make sure that credits transfer as your first semester at your intended university. So you're not bound to just our partner colleges. If you're a student who's looking for a gap year, you can travel with Virto as a gap year semester and use the credits whenever you like to. So there's a lot of ways that students can use Virto to their advantage. I think the biggest thing for me personally is you get to start your college experience out in the world. We've got a lot of different experiences to be had. This one in Latin America is really cool. You get to study development and environmental sciences in Costa Rica and the Dominican Republic. Traveling throughout these 2 regions and visiting jungle communities and really, really cool places like that. So again, if you're somebody who just wants to see the world and travel, this is a really great way to do it. Give yourself an advantage in college admission. We can talk about tuition and scholarships. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to pull up my fancy little QR code here. If you have a cell phone, which I'm sure you all do, and you might be on right now, which is understandable, you can scan this QR code. I'll see your name come through. And I'll reach out to you. We can do a one-on-one and talk about your goals and just who you are and how this can fit into what you want out of your next phase in life. Because I know for you guys, especially you seniors, it's been a tough year, over a year. And I just think we're all in need of some energizing right now. So more power to you all who are kind of forging ahead here. And we're here to support you. Great. I will stop sharing my screen now.
Thank you, Verto Education. Up next, we have the University of Louisville.
Thank you, Jasmine. Let me share my screen with you all. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Allison Culver. I am the Assistant Director of Admission at the University of Louisville. And in Louisville, we are located, let me get this slide working. We are located just 3 miles south of the largest metropolitan city in the state of Kentucky, with a population of over 600,000. We are home to the Kentucky Derby, the famous Bourbon Trail, Louisville Slugger Museum, and the largest UPS hub in the world called Worldport. We are a mid-sized tier 1 research university, earning the distinction of being one of only 69 schools in the country to be awarded as a Carnegie R1 research institution with community engagement status. We have just over a total of 22,000 students and 12,000 undergraduates, with 2,500 freshmen, representing a very diverse landscape as the most diverse institution in the state. 25% of our students come from out of state, so Illinois students are in good hands. Our students enjoy small classroom sizes at 26 students on average per class, 14-to-1 student-faculty ratio, student support services for every major, and tutoring in each subject. Our fall class of 2020 averaged above a 25 ACT, a 3.6 GPA, and nearly 60% came in with college credit. And we'll talk a little bit more about that test score later, but we are a test score optional institution. So as you can see, we have 12 academic schools and colleges. The School of Engineering, Business, and Nursing are our flagship programs, with education, criminal justice, sports administration as some of our most popular majors. Some of our most unique programs also include American Sign Language, music therapy, and equine business. And here, if you can see this, check out some more majors as well. We offer a 4+1 program in engineering for an accelerated master's degree, a 3+3 program for students interested in their School of Law, and our medical and dental schools are located downtown to provide great opportunities and resources for students looking to pursue a degree in the medical field. Freshmen can start applying to participate in our world-changing research projects as early as freshman year. Beyond traditional research as well, our students can look forward to connections with internships, jobs, and co-ops. Four career centers on campus result in many internships for our U of L students in Louisville and at the 3 Fortune 500 companies and around the country. Engineering co-ops where students make an average of around $34,000 over 4 years, but can actually make up to $90,000 in their participation as well. So our on-campus students can get involved in more than 450 student clubs and organizations, Greek life, clubs, sports, intramurals, and so much more. We have 23 men's and women's NCAA Division I sports programs competing in the ACC. Students can attend every home game for every sport for just $10 a month. A little bit about our application. Our Take Flight application can be found on our admission website, but we are also part of the Common App this year. There's a $25 non-refundable application fee, and we do require official high school transcripts. And if you're sending test scores, ACT or SAT, we also require that they're official. This year and next, we are giving students the opportunity to apply test optional. So students that are applying test score optional will be asked to submit their high school transcript, and additional materials may be requested, like an essay or a letter of recommendation. By the way, we are rolling admission as well. So now let's talk about the good stuff, some scholarship opportunities. We offer generous scholarship opportunities for our students in the state of Illinois. All students coming from Illinois will receive a base scholarship of $10,000 for admission, and it is good each year for 4 years. So students applying without test scores are still eligible to receive scholarships. They will still receive the $10,000 and are still eligible for scholarships above the $10,000 as well. So as you see on the chart, you need a test score and a GPA to line up. So if you end up taking a test, if you have test scores you'd like to share after admitted or before you're admitted, we will accept test scores at any time to qualify for admission or to earn higher scholarships, whether you applied with test scores or not. Our pricing is very competitive with in-state schools as well. Total cost of attendance is currently $38,000, and the $10,000 award ensures Illinois students are not paying more than $28,000. We are currently offering both in-person and virtual visits. More information can be found on our admission web page, or please reach out to myself or Scott if you have any questions at all. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and go Cards.
Thank you, the University of Louisville. Up next, we have Morrison Tech. Up next, we have DePauw University.
Okay, fantastic. Hi, everybody. My name is Julia. I'm from DePauw University. I'm working on sharing my screen right now for you guys. But here we go. If you've never heard of DePauw, we are a small private liberal arts institution located in Greencastle, Indiana, which is just about 45 minutes west of Indianapolis. We're just shy of 2,000 students, with the majority of our students in the College of Liberal Arts, but we do have 118 students in our School of Music Conservatory, which is actually the 6th oldest school of music in the United States. So if you're interested in majoring in music, or you just have a passion for music, you can definitely explore that on our campus. Our students come from 39 different states and 39 different countries, so you're going to encounter a diverse array of perspectives during your 4 years at DePauw. 20% of our students are first-generation college students, meaning we have a lot of support systems on campus for those that are the first ones in their families to go off to college. But we also have 19% legacy students, meaning that someone in their family has actually attended DePauw before. Additionally, we are a Division III school, meaning that we have 23 varsity athletic teams, 12 that are women, 11 that are men, and about 30% of our students choose to compete at that Division III level. I mentioned that we're a university, so we have the College of Liberal Arts and the School of Music. I know that's a big yellow line between the two, but trust me, that is not a rigid divide. Any student in the College of Liberal Arts can take classes in the School of Music and vice versa. You can see that we have 49 different majors and 56 different minors. I've listed a top 10 for you just so you can get an idea of what DePauw students are studying, 5 out of the top 10 actually being in the STEM field. However, if you don't see something that is completely suited towards your interest, don't panic. You can actually create your own major at DePauw through an interdisciplinary degree program. And we also offer pre-engineering, pre-health services, and pre-law students for those interested in pursuing medical school, graduate school, or law school, or anything of the sort. And you also do not have to declare your major until the end of your sophomore year. So you have plenty of time to explore during your undergraduate times here at DePauw. I also mentioned we have 4 music degree programs, one actually being a 5-year dual degree as well. One thing that I love to emphasize is experiential learning. I feel like that's just the quintessential liberal arts. At DePauw, we offer winter and May terms, which happen in the months of January and May. It's a 3-week term where we encourage students to explore outside passions. So this can take the shape of research, study abroad, or internships, but all 3 of those things can also happen over the summer or during the semester. As a solely undergraduate institution, you're never going to have to compete with graduate or PhD students for research opportunities. I know those 2 photos are sciences, but we also have arts and humanities and social science research on our campus. And about half of our students complete some form of research before they graduate. When it comes to study abroad, I know we mentioned Virto, which is a great option for students. Additionally, we are actually ranked number 4th in the nation for the number of students we send on abroad programs. And additionally, we're ranked number 7th in the nation for making those experiences affordable. So if you've ever dreamed of wanting to go to Peru, the Galapagos Islands, South Africa, Egypt, Greece, France, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, any of those places, we send students there all the time, and many more locations as well. Again, this can be for a whole semester, or it can be over a summer exchange program, or even, like I mentioned, for one of those January or May terms. So just a 2 to 3 week immersive trip. Finally, with internships, 90% of DePauw students graduate with at least 1 internship by the time they graduate, which is really exciting. So if you've ever wanted to have real world work experience, we are more than happy to connect you with our 35,000 plus access to alumni network. What student life really looks like on campus, it's a very active student body. Even though we're small, we have a lot of school spirit. So we have 120 clubs and organizations, definitely great leadership opportunities for our students. I mentioned the 23 varsity teams. This is a photo from our favorite tradition, our biggest football game on campus. We also have over 200 art shows, concerts, performances, and speaker series a year. And finally, wellness is a really big part of our campus as well. Kind of just to top it all off, what your 4 years could look like after you kind of graduate. This is what our class of 2020 is up to right now. I'm actually a member of the class of 2020, so this is really cool to see my peers represented as a DePauw grad. As you can see, 90% medical school acceptance rate and 80% law school acceptance rate. And these are some of the graduate schools and companies our students are joining upon graduation. When it comes to the application process, there's a few ways to apply to DePauw. I always recommend the Common App. It is free to apply to DePauw. And we are a test optional institution, meaning that we do not require a test score to be considered for admission or to be considered for any of our financial aid packages. We take a holistic review approach to each and every student's application, meaning we not only review your transcript, but we're going to review your curriculum, your senior year. What activities are you a part of? I always say an activity is anything you spend meaningful time doing. So anything, even if it's like babysitting or having a job after school, write that down on your college application. We're looking for at least 1 letter of recommendation and then affinity. So by attending our session here tonight, you're showing some demonstrated interest in us, which is amazing. Finally, these deadlines are subject to change, so hold off on those, but I think the financial aid piece and the scholarship piece is important. So we offer competitive merit-based scholarships that you're automatically reviewed for upon applying. 80% receive funding, and this funding ranges between $20,000 to $40,000 a year for our students. We also offer select premium DePauw awards, but we also will accept outside organizational scholarships as well. And finally, about 60% of our students receive something that is need-based aid, ranging from grants, loans, to campus employment. So this is a shameless plug for our social media. Please feel free to connect with me, Julia Michaels. I'll leave my contact information in the chat if you have any more questions about DePauw.
Thank you, DePauw University. Up next, we have Savannah College of Art and Design.
Awesome, thank you. Good evening, everybody. So I'll do the obligatory screen sharing because we're an art school, so we've got a lot of really cool things for you to get to see. So my name is Devin, and I represent the Savannah College of Art and Design. We are actually the most diverse art and design school in the nation, with over 100 different degree programs. Everything from animation to architecture, interior design, industrial design, film, fashion, photography, game design. So basically whatever it is that you like to do for fun translates into a major, and then of course into a really awesome career. So if any of you are kind of on the fence about the arts, or if you think that, you know, you're going to be working on a painting in a basement until you're 80, I'm just here to let you know that the starving artist concept is dead, and that you really can work for some amazing companies. We have had students go on to work for almost everybody, from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Universal, Google, IBM. We have several students at NASA, including a fashion designer who's helping to reinvent spacesuits. And we also have several students who work for the CIA. So they take all of the information that's coming domestically and abroad, and as graphic designers, translate that into a visual for people to understand. You've also probably seen some of our graphic designers work as they worked for the CDC this year. So a lot of those projections about spread and what to do, and you know, all those helpful infographics, some of them were produced by some of our graphic design students. And everything that you see here, this is all student work. The bottom corner are all of our majors. So if anything looks particularly awesome, just know that this can be your work really soon. So as I said, we have over 100 different degree programs. I don't know why it's not letting me show you the awesome degree program. It just wants to be finicky. So I'm sorry, hold on just a second. Zoom always likes to surprise you, you know, you've done something a million times and one day it's like, no, thank you. So again, with our over 100 different degree programs, you can do architecture and design skylines, you can do film. We actually have everything from like writing to sound design. You can do, of course, performing arts. It really does run the gamut. You can design shoes and bags with accessory design. You can go into, we even have like themed entertainment. So it really can be whatever it is that you would like to get into. And just gonna try this guy, see if this actually likes me. We do also have a number of nationally and internationally ranked programs, which, yay, I can show you now. So our animation program is one of the best in the country and really arguably in the world. We are the third largest provider of animators to Pixar. Our game design program is also huge. We regularly have students going to Nintendo, Blizzard, Naughty Dog, you name it. Game design is a $72 billion industry annually, so definitely a good one to be a part of. We also have a lot of majors that you wouldn't expect from an art school. So we have user experience if you want to create apps. We have social strategy and management, so you can be a social media mogul. We have a number of different business minors. And industrial design is like the fun side of engineering. So engineers build an engine, industrial designers design the car, yacht, motorcycle that that engine goes into. And we do actually have the head motorcycle designer for Honda was a SCAD grad. And really the most important takeaway from SCAD is our employment rate. So 99% of our 2019 graduating class was employed, seeking further education, or both within 10 months of graduating. And that is not a trick. We did not count somebody who got a job at, McDonald's or Michael's after they graduated. It really is actually in a creative field. And chances are you've seen some of the work of our famous alums. Two of the head animators from Big Hero 6, Zootopia, and Moana won an Academy Award for their work. We've had about 250 different students worked on Emmy-nominated shows this year, including The Mandalorian and Rick and Morty. Two alumni actually straight up won their own Emmys for visual effects. We've had a Grammy winner, actually a graphic designer, because he designed an album cover. And the outfit worn by Kamala Harris at the inauguration was done by Christopher John Rogers, who is one of our super amazing fashion students. We also have a very unique program called SCAD Pro, where these and other companies actually hire us to solve a real world problem. So as a student, you can actually work for these companies in what is like a class and an internship put together. So we've done tons of work for Pixar, including students actually getting to have animated sequences within Pixar films while they're still students. Gulfstream is an aerospace company, so you can be designing yachts and private jets with them. We've actually built our whole user experience curriculum with Google. So Google loves to come to us. So it's just a really amazing way for you to have these schools on your resume before actually graduating. We do have different campuses that you can explore. So Atlanta is, of course, a huge urban environment surrounded by Fortune 500 companies, and it's one of the largest filming locations in the world. So Marvel shoots here, Tyler Perry shoots here, Turner Broadcasting, Netflix. So if you've ever wanted to do anything related to film, definitely check out Atlanta. We're also about 3 blocks from Cartoon Network. So a lot of our animation students just walk to their jobs and internships after class. Our study abroad is Lacoste, France, which is literally a medieval village in the south of France that was pretty much pulled out of a Disney movie. It even has a little castle at the top of the hill in Lacoste. There are fields of lavender and the field of sunflowers where Van Gogh painted are actually here. And you get to go to different areas of the surrounding countryside as a part of your travel. Savannah is, of course, our largest campus with over 70 historical, awesome buildings. Most of our signature events, including a film festival, game festival. We do have e-learning for anywhere in the world. And we also offer pre-college programs and help throughout the admissions process, which is very easy because we're rolling admission and the application only takes 10 minutes. So if anybody does have any questions about that, we're of course always happy to let you guys know and help you out. And of course, look over any portfolios.
Thank you, the Savannah College of Art and Design. Up next, we have Northern Illinois University.
Hello, and thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Adira Verestegi, and I'm an admissions counselor at Northern Illinois University. I will be giving a short presentation on what Northern Illinois University has to offer you, so let's get started. So we are located in DeKalb, Illinois. We are about 65 miles away from Chicago. So now that you know where we're located, let's talk a little bit about athletics. We are a Division I school. We are part of the Mid-American Conference. Some of those sports include football, soccer, gymnastics, wrestling, baseball, and softball. To attend our athletic events as a student, it's no additional cost to you. But our next slide is on academics. So NIU offers a wide variety of high quality academic programs. You can choose from more than 100 courses of study, from STEM fields to visual and performing arts, with so much in between. Many of our programs are recognized and ranks among top performers national. Our university is accredited in business, engineering, nursing, visual, and performing arts, and all teacher certification programs for meeting the highest standards of academics. As a public research institution, you'll get the opportunity to learn from faculty members who are training the next generation of scholars, artists, scientists, and professionals. Here at NIU, you will get started doing research as early on as your freshman year with our research rookies programs and with other research opportunities throughout the years. NIU has over 300 organizations on campus from Greek, social, service, academic, and sports-based. Some examples of the organizations that are offered are esports, Bread for the World, the Latino Student Alliance, Dance Marathon, NASA Club, sororities and fraternities, tennis club, swim club, and the list goes on. NIU has 5 residence halls you can choose to live in. You have a wide variety of options to choose from choosing which residence halls to the wing on the residence hall, floor, and even room specifically. So again, there's a lot of variety for you to choose from single rooms to double rooms to suites. Living on campus is a requirement for your first year unless you live within a 50-mile radius from campus. Then you can commute from home. After your first year, you can choose to live anywhere you'd like, whether it's on campus, in an apartment, sorority, fraternity house, or at home. So how exactly do you apply to NIU? So you can apply on our website on niu.edu, or you can find us on the Common App. After you apply, you will need to submit an official high school transcript. Before I forget, our application, there is no application fee, so you don't have to worry about that. We also do, so you might be also asking about our criteria. So NIU is a rolling admissions university. Our deadline is August 1st, 2021 for this upcoming school year. We do not look at ACTs or SAT scores for admissions purposes. If you have a 3.0 GPA or higher on an unweighted scale, you are guaranteed admissions. If you have a 2.99 GPA or lower, you'll go through a holistic review process. It's a tailored process just to get to know you as an individual. So for financial aid and scholarships, more than 80% of our undergraduates receive financial aid. Scholarships, we've offered more than $19 million in scholarship opportunities. And we also do have our Husky Pledge grant, which offers, if you're eligible for it, free tuition and fees. Again, that varies. If you are interested in seeing if you qualify for that, you can check out our website, again, on niu.edu. And here you will find our freshman merit scholarships. We are no longer looking again at ACTs or SATs. We are all based off GPA range. And all you need to do is apply to NIU and turn in your supporting documents like your high school transcripts by our priority deadline of December 1st. But thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you can always email us at admissions@niu.edu, or you can give us a call at 815-753-0446, or you can also find us on most social media platforms. Again, if you'd like to learn anything else about NIU, you can always also go on our website, niu.edu. But thank you once more, and I hope you have a nice evening.
All right, thank you, Northern Illinois University, for your presentation. As we're approaching the end of our session, we do have a couple questions in our Q&A. So what I would like to do is to have all of our counselors and admissions staff turn on your camera, please. And I am going to pose a question to each of you, and feel free to respond in the order in which you present. So our first question here. Our first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So I'll repeat the question once more. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And feel free again to respond in the order in which you present it. So I'll give everyone maybe a minute or so to respond.
I think I was first. Wow, that's a really good question. I think I would say just go with your gut and listen to the amazing people that just presented to you. If your gut's saying, hey, I might want to be a CIA graphic designer, like reach out to SCAD, or I might want a great career path with DePauw, reach out to Julia. Like, I think there's just so much out there, and just don't be scared to go for it and ask questions. I hope that was helpful, but that's literally what I would say.
Thanks, Josh. Go ahead, Allison.
My best advice would be to explore new universities. So maybe there's ones that you've heard of before, you've planned on applying to for a long time, but to reach outside the box of schools you already know about and start exploring some new ones. So if you're interested in large schools, apply to and maybe visit some schools that are mid-size or a little bit smaller as well, so you really know what you're getting into and seeing exactly what kind of experience you're looking for.
Yes, my best advice is to reach out to any admissions representative or counselors at the schools you're looking at. Our entire job is to help you guys navigate what can be a really overwhelming and confusing process sometimes. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. We're here to sort things out for you and aid as much as you can in the application process. So even if it might seem like a dumb question, there is no such thing as dumb questions. So definitely don't be afraid to set up a relationship and interaction with admissions counselors at all of the schools you're looking at.
And I would say that's definitely all good advice. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. And yes, I think a really great one was just make sure that you're looking outside of even your region or outside of the schools that you've always had in your head, because somebody might be a specialist in the thing that you're looking for and you maybe hadn't heard of them, but the rest of the world has. And the other important things with schools is that, yes, college is supposed to be fun. Yes, it's 4 years and it should be awesome, but 4 years of college versus the rest of your life. So you want to make sure that wherever it is that you're picking is focused on, yay, college, but mostly getting you ready to have a more amazing rest of your life and to be prepared and to go out there and actually get the career in at least the arena or the field that you're looking in. So start looking at where those alumni are actually going to and how well they're doing in those respective fields.
I'll let my colleague take this one. Go ahead, Marcus.
Sure. I'm Northern Illinois University. I was the one in the comments leaving our information and stuff in there. But one thing of advice that I usually give to students, a lot of people talk about major, like what do I major in? What should I, what school should I go to? Things like that. How do I pick a school? Much like what Devin said, you want to work backwards, like find out what you want to be. I tell students all the time, 10 years from now, you got to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, you got to go somewhere. Find out where you want that place to be, and then that'll inform what you actually go to school for. Now, once you figure out what to go to school for, okay, what location is going to be, set me up to be most advantageous to get into whatever industry I want to get into, what part of the country I need to live in. If you want to be, I live in Peoria, Illinois. If you want to be a movie star, might not want to come here. But then again, if you want to be a farmer, you don't want to go to New York City either. You know what I mean? So I say figure out where you want to be, then work backwards, and that'll help inform your decision.
Thank you to all of our panelists for sharing that insight. I'm sure that our attendees felt that it was very useful. With that said, we are approaching the end of our session for today, but I do just want to remind the attendees as you close this session, you will be prompted with a 4-question survey. So please feel free to leave any feedback that you have within that survey. Also want to encourage you to sign up for additional sessions. So feel free to visit that registration site to view future college fairs. And then finally, I also want to share that this recording will be available in about a week or so. So with all of that said, again, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for joining us for this virtual college fair. Good night.